Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So for the first time in a while, I had a decent weekend. I didn't spend it just catching up on all the missed stuff during the week. I didn't get myself in a jam in some kind of other way, and actually was able to slowly, and that's the key word, slowly enjoy the weekend. A lot of times when things rush at me at light speed these days, I mean, I love everything that I do. That's the most tragic part of it. I love it all. The art shows that I'm involved in. I teach at two different colleges, potentially a third one next semester. I do a bunch of private tutoring gigs, among other things. As much as I cuss about my commute into some of these jobs, even that I don't necessarily dislike. I have a very beautiful commute when I stop to think about it. And what else do I sometimes curse about? I curse about having to cook dinner and not having a partner to do that with. But you know what? Sometimes when I do it, creative ideas actually do come up. I've been programming the AI for the game. I'm working on Ticket to Ride, the Asia version now. I call it Moscovium because Moscow is on that map, and that's a very different map than a lot of the other Ticket to Rides. I don't know if anybody here is a big fan of that game, but it has quite a few other concepts in it. And sometimes as I'm cooking dinner, a good idea for Moscovia comes up, and it's not the end of the world. What I sometimes Peter dislike about all these things that I just brought up is how quickly they rush at me. It's like it's like a tsunami that I just need to hold back. Stop for a second. Let me catch up on stuff. That's what I strongly, Peter, dislike. It's not the commutes or the chores in life. It's not the jobs that I'm doing. It's not any of that. Even when I was ill with COVID this past summer, it wasn't necessarily COVID that I disliked. It was the fact that things were still rushing at me at a million miles an hour as I'm coughing my guts out. That's what I, Peter, dislike. Now, sometimes I'll be going about my day and I'll see my friends, my coworkers, or even a stranger on the street. I'll see them in a bad mood, right? Sometimes here in the Phoenix area, we have a lot of drug use. We have a lot of mental health problems. I just had a student who needed an extension on her homework because of some mental health drama, and I look at her life, and it. I feel badly about how everything's rushing at her. She's a single mother, and I feel so badly about how everything rushes up on her. And I know she loves her son and taking care of the other things in her life. She works and all that. I know she loves everything. She loves my class as well. What she probably doesn't love is how quickly everything just rushes upon her, right? And I can relate to that now. And so it's just tragic. Sometimes I'll be out and about and I'll see somebody who's strung out on whatever drug that they're taking, right? Unfortunately, downtown Phoenix can be a rather ugly place to see that kind of activity. And I look at them and gee, just slow down. Like, enjoy the other spoils in life, right? I go to the board game meetup, and those people have a different kind of drug addiction. And I'm like, gee, slow down. Like, enjoy the other spoils in life. And it's just tragic to watch. I think a lot of addiction can be attributed to our fast forward lifestyle. I really do. And then I sometimes, even though I feel romance toward myself, I sometimes do go on dates to look for that life partner. Unfortunately, people on dating websites or people who are interested in dating in general have yet another addiction involving an organ on their body. Let's do it that way. And I'm like, slow down, slow down. And so my goal for this upcoming week and really for the rest of my life is to try to spread my awareness of slow living I don't know if there's a movement for that, but I'm gonna start with myself, and if I see fast forward lifestyles to try to bleed it out to these people, right? That there's another way to go about life, right? It's really tragic to watch. It's really tragic to watch fast forward lives. It really is. When I see it, especially if it's somebody I care about, like my student or somebody at the board game meetup. What's even more frustrating is these people refuse to look outside of the tank that they're living in. If I point it out to these people, sometimes people get very angry and defensive when they could really listen. I still point it out though, because there have been times where people pointed out something to me. I got angry and defensive, and years down the road, I adopt it. And so I like to think that when I see fast forward life and I point it out and somebody gets angry at me, at least I planted a seed. I like to think of it like that. I'm going to do some more seed planting in the coming weeks. It's a little bit trickier at the workplace because it creates a lot of drama, and sometimes it doesn't bode well with the culture. But at the same time, I got to think, do I care about my job more or do I care about the world more, right? Depending on the situation, it could go either way, right? All right, that's my goal for the coming weeks. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum